Hi, I'm Sona. I'm 14 years old and I live in the Gambia. I want to tell you a story. It's a story about UNICEF, the United Nations Children's Fund. And it's a story about the Gambia. In the same year as the Gambia became independent, 1965, UNICEF started to work in the country. UNICEF has a mission to ensure that every child survives and thrives, and they really care about protecting the rights of all children. How do they do this? By focusing on these areas and working hand in hand with the government of the Gambia. This year, UNICEF is celebrating its 60-year anniversary in the Gambia. This story is split into 3 parts, so let's start with the first one. In 1965, children in the Gambia faced many challenges, including the occurrence of preventable diseases and limited education opportunities. But UNICEF was there to help. I have some friends who are going to tell you more.
Very few children had access to preschool. I think, if my memory serves me right, it will be less than 10%, of children who had access to early childhood education. Now, I think we are talking about upwards of more than 50%, of children having access to early childhood education. And like I said, at the time also, there was no policy on early childhood, and I think UNICEF was very critical in that, together with other stakeholders like Department of Community Development and other partners, Department of Social Welfare also at the time, to help come up with the policy on early childhood education. We really appreciate the relationship with UNICEF. I think UNICEF has always been a reliable partner because they always look at what the government wants and try to come and complement that, rather than trying to impose on government in terms of what we want. And I think this is really something that we need to applaud. We have the pleasure of working with many country representatives over the period. I don't want to mention names, but I think really the relationship has been very, 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 very cordial.
In Gambia, we started our program. The EPR program was started in 1979. This was after a major outbreak of yellow fever. Then when this one was set up, we have been having vaccines. Those vaccines really, I think we have been supported. We have been, government purchases is through UNICEF as the technical body that helps us purchase the vaccines. As a result, we developed and then later on integrated immunization with child health. And as a result, the mother and the child can come to a site and both of them will get the necessary services that they desire. As of this strategy, the country was able to attain a very high coverage of immunizations. At one time, within those periods, in the 80s going to early 90s, we had a very high coverage of DPT3, one of the highest within the sub-region.
Me again. Now, we're in 1990. That year, the Convention on the Rights of the Child was signed by the government of the Gambia. This meant that children were now seen as rights holders, not just a group of people that needed charity. We were recognized as being entitled to protection, education, health, and participation. Let's hear more about this time.
Maria Teresa Javier was then the UNICEF representative at the time. Lovely lady, and just seeing how she would carry herself and was very passionate about the welfare of Gambian children made me really want to do more. So it really started at that time, and from then on it evolved to capacity building being provided by the Child Protection Alliance in partnership with UNICEF the Gambia on providing children in the Gambia with life skills that are mainly revolving around the four guiding principles. And this was the time in which the Convention on the Rights of the Child and its principles were being fully introduced into the mainstream media, getting children to be the voice to talk about these fundamental principles under the CRC, and not just having adults tell parents that this is what your children deserve.
Fast forward to 2005. At this time, the Children's Act came into force. That became the principal domestic law protecting children in the country.
The Children's Act of 2005 marked a turning point for the Gambia and actually transformed the principles of the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child into national law. It's a clear statement that the Gambia stands for the protection, dignity, and overall well-being of every child.
The Legislative Assembly is one way of government putting in place an institution where children have a voice, where they have a say in what affects them, where they can take part in decision making. And it's a good initiative of the government together with UNICEF. And UNICEF fully funded the activities, the advocacy, the sensitization which goes with it, because it's important to also create awareness. Not only among the children, but also among the entire community, the parents, the schools, the religious leaders, so that they all understand that it's important to have a Children's National Assembly. And this is where the children of the Gambia are represented through an election. They vote in those that they want to represent them at that level. And the entire process has been funded and is still being funded by UNICEF.
UNICEF addani min ɗo ko nafa mawɗo nafa mumin jakora noon sabu gila ɓe ngari ɗo hay longere ma sa waɗi to ladde to so ñamde ma sami a hoccan ñama eyyi gila ɗum ari ɗum ustima e ndungu he nawnaje kewɗe e rafiji ɗi ngannduɗa tan ko civilisation il faut gustima e saare he taw ko ngal Allah eyyi on société mon kay walli tigui wallahi jarama UNICEF e gouvernement Gambia sabu koɓe walli min ɗo ko wallugol manngol e nder Kudan Maayo komin heeɓi ɗo e nder Kudan Maayo ko kay ko ballal moƴƴal ballal manngal sukaɓe amen ɓe laaɓi minen koyamen min laaɓi saramen nde laaɓi ɗum addani min ɗum ko onon ɗi kamaji mbaɗan ɗon min ɗi e ɗiɗo robinaji ɗi mbaɗan ɗon min ko ɗi tigui addi laaɓal saare nde foof min ñaagui Allah ko yo Allah ɓoynu yo Allah nawru sutiyate o yeeso ko ɗum min ñaagui Allah.
So over the past 60 years, the government of the Gambia and UNICEF have worked hand in hand to transform lives of children across the country. Yet challenges remain, from access to quality education, healthcare, and ending violence, and ensuring every child grows up in free from poverty. So we have made great strides, but our mission is still not complete until every child's rights are fully realized. We thank our partners and every individual who has helped us come this far. But our work is not done. Realizing the rights of every child demands the commitment of all. Every leader, every parent, every community, every partner. We cannot afford to fail about 54% of the Gambians who are children. Their future is the Gambia's future. As we mark 60 years of progress, let this be our call to renew our energy, deepen our partnerships, and act together, because child rights are everyone's business. Together, we can make the Gambia a place where every child thrives, today and for generations to come.
Together, we are saying, we want a Gambia fit for all children.
The story doesn't end here. It's up to all of us to write the next chapter for every child in the Gambia.